Good morning, Marvel Rival nerds. Today we're looking at how many potential hero and villain options NetEase has to bring to life in their game. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and provide any feedback that you feel will be useful moving forward. As of this recording, Season 5 of Marvel Rivals has just started. Gambit has been newly introduced, and Rogue is scheduled to come out next, bringing our roster count to a total of 45 characters. NetEase has set the precedent of releasing characters at a breakneck speed, of one hero per month, and probably has plans scheduled out for years to come. But how much content do they have in the Marvel Universe to burn through? How long can they produce characters at their current pace before they run out of content that brings fans in by the droves? Currently, out of the 45 characters, 40 of those characters can be identified as heroes, while only a mere 5 are classified as villains. In a universe meant to bring to life the hero fantasy, it makes sense that it's dominated by heroes, but the antagonists throughout the verse deserve more representation. NetEase has already released 34 of the top 150 heroes according to Ranker.com. The 6 not on that list are Emma, Namor, Jeff, Angela, Luna, and Penny. On the flip side, the 5 villains currently released in the game come from the top 15 of the Ranker's villains list, which includes over 120 names. That being said, it's pretty obvious that NetEase has a ton of characters at their disposal. Just off of these 2 lists alone, they have 10 years of potential releases. However, how far can they actually go? Marvel was founded in 1939. Since then, they've been the revolutionary superhero comic that leans on its heroes and villains to strike a chord with the audience. Through commonalities and/or imperfect qualities in their characters, anyone can root for, relate, or sympathize with these heroes and villains alike. So we're looking at about 85 years worth of content to dig through. Let's get started. According to ChatGPT, Marvel Fandom Wiki catalogs over 93,000 characters, which includes all heroes, villains, and alternative universe variants ever published. Marvel Entertainment, according to their official website, is the world's most prominent character-based entertainment company. Built on a proven library of more than 8,000 characters, featured in a variety of media over 85 years. Digging even deeper, they provide a list of 2,894 major heroes and villains in total. And of that list, I've sparsed it down to 1,012 unique Marvel comic characters not currently in the game. Of course, some of these characters, good or evil, are more memorable than others. So how does NetEase choose? A good way to be more relevant is to belong to one of the 381 organizations throughout the verse. We're looking at the Avengers, X-Men, the Fantastic Four, maybe even Hydra, the Black Order, or the Sinister Six. But even broken out like this, there are just way too many characters to highlight. So I decided to narrow the search down even more to understand who are the relevant and recognizable heroes that would get the community excited. I looked at all the Marvel crossover IP video games that have released in the past 10 years to get a sample of recognizable characters that would be easy for NetEase to bring into Marvel Rivals. That list still produced over 400 characters. Of those, 54 of those characters appeared in at least 5 games, making them quote-unquote notable, to say the least. So let's talk about them. First, let's close out the top 10 of Ranker's most popular heroes by including Deadpool, who was in 7 games and 3 movies over the past 10 years. We can then bring in some of the top baddies in the verse, like Doom, Apocalypse, Thanos, even Galactus. These characters have been mainstays in the movies and games for years, and would allow NetEase to go down multiple different storylines. There are many people that love the power and respect that villains command, and would love that translated into the game effectively. Now, I understand there's an argument to be made that villains like the aforementioned can't be scaled properly into playable characters. But the list of viable villain options doesn't stop there. Why not bring other notable contenders like Juggernaut, Mysterio, and MODOK? All major antagonists for different heroes already in the game. More importantly, the character design and gameplay loop for each one of these characters could be very unique. On to even more characters that were popular in other games. We're looking at Ghost Rider, Captain Marvel, who've been included in over 10 games in the past 10 years. Villains like Doc Ock and Man-Thing have appeared in 5 games apiece. You also have Quicksilver, Ronin, Iceman, Black Knight, Taskmaster, Shadowcat. They all fall into this notable range. And of course, the list doesn't stop there. You can search multiple social media platforms to get a feel for what the community really wants. There's a lot of characters out there that are just underrepresented, that people absolutely love. At the end of the day, NetEase has done a great job at bringing even the most obscure characters to life, and bringing attention to newer and up-and-coming stars, like Luna, Jeff, and Psylocke. So from A-Bomb to Zax, I don't believe there's any character that's off the table. And by my count, that's over 1,000 unique characters just waiting for NetEase to capitalize on. With all that said, thank you so much for watching. This has been Judgment Monk. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as more Rivals content is sure to come.